Hey, welcome to the TV channel, and today I have a string game to cover that happened on the 11th March, which is not very far from the time of upload. It's a special 3-man team tournament that was only possible thanks to the collaboration and coordination of fantastic people. There were a total of 16 teams that participated, a total of 48 individual players. Now the rules for the 3-man team tournament were simple. Imagine a best of 3 but split the responsibilities among your teammates. There were also the shared pool deck list where the team can't run more than 4 of a card. Now before I touch on the game, I'd like to do a special shout out. Firstly to Caesar Cards to push this event and hosting it, of course. Secondly is to the artist 765 Chihai who had drawn for us the amazing top 4 Digimon playmat. Lastly is to the local Digimon community we have over here in Singapore. It would have not been possible without them. Without further ado, let's dive right into the gameplay itself. Today we have Kuzuhamon vs Royalna이츠. Two pretty new decks if you ask me, given that Kuzuhamon was from EX4 and of course Yggdrasil is from BT13. Now we do see the Magnamon being hard played here, and Magnamon is a blocker that's newly introduced in BT13. It's actually very cheap for display cost, but however the left player does have the TK to guarantee 3 memory. It looks like it's going to go for the Super Evolution plugin S, which allows him to draw 1 and of course evolve for free from his hand. He does go for the Cubimon. Now Cubimon does have a very strong on-play ability, on Digivolve ability, allows him to pick up the green plugin back to his hand. He's going to use it one more time to actually allow him to evolve to level 5 for free this time round. He's going to choose to evolve to the Taomon, I believe. He does evolve to the Taomon, so he can actually proc the Renamon as well as the Digitamon skill to actually gain 1 memory and draw 1 additional card. He does go for the green plugin once again thanks to the Taomon, which allows him to immediately go to the Kuzuhamon in the same actual turn. Imagine, just 2 plugin and just 1 dream, he can actually evolve from a rookie to a Kuzuhamon in the same turn with just 3 memories. He does go for the yellow memory boost thanks to Kuzuhamon, which allows you to play a 5 cost below option for free. He does pick up the Domon, adding it to hand. And because he does cast an option this turn, he can actually use the Kuzuhamon effect to actually pull out a Taomon or level 4 below Digimon from Digisource. He does pull out the Taomon. He does actually rethink about it. Considering his hand looks like the Taomon might not be the best option, so he's going for the Cubimon, and it's a free level 4 on the field. And how we actually follow up this play, given that the Systemon is rested, it's going to actually use the Kuzuhamon to consider whacking over the Systemon, I believe, because the Systemon has already done 1 security damage, and you don't really leave the Systemon up on the field, given that it can give a stack of abilities, in this case the decoy, for the Royalna이츠. So he does actually successfully kill the Systemon, and is considering what's the next move to make. Looks like he might actually just evolve to the level 5 in his hand. On top, the Cubimon looks like he does so by evolving to the Domon for just 3 costs and then passing 3 memory to the right player. So the right player does have 3 memory to work with for this turn, and because at the start of the turn, Yggdrasil does suck in all the Royalna이츠 as well as hatching to another Yggdrasil, and when Magnamon does actually leave the field, you can actually draw 1 card, which actually is supposed to help Armor Purge more, but however in this case, it does fit very well into Yggdrasil playstyle. Now looking at the Yggdrasil player's hand, the plays are definitely limited because you can't actually answer the Kuzuhamon as well as the Domon, and his best play might just be hard playing the Alphamon to prevent any further swings. However, if you're not familiar with what Kuzuhamon can do, when you do leave the Kuzuhamon unchecked, it can actually flood the board pretty fast, and let's not forget about the Digitamon and the rookie skill that actually can stack up quite a bit. He does actually touch the Leopardmon in his hand, but however it might not be the best choice to call down because it does only give itself blocker and does go for the Dynasmon instead. Dynasmon does have a reduction of 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 costs. Okay, it's just a 2 cost hard play. Looking at top 4, and you do see the 2 options to take it to hand. He does pick up 2 of the Purge of the Royalna이츠, and this is exactly what he needed to actually proceed this turn. Let's go for the option straight away, allowing him to draw 1 and slotting in 1 Yggdrasil, or rather 1 Royalna이츠, underneath the Yggdrasil to actually just pass the turn. Now of course this card does have a better ability in the later stage of the game with its delay effect. Now, the left player does have 3 memory to work with this turn. He's just going to hatch the Digitama, and then of course going into the rookie, he does have the memory boost here which allows him to actually push to 5 memory, looks like he does go for it. So with 5 memory, he's just going to just play the TK for just 4 costs, pushing down to 1 memory. He's going to pick up the Blast Fire almost immediately because he actually might have remembered that it was in his security thanks to the first TK. Now with the Blast Fire in hand, he can actually make any Digimon a 3k Digimon, and this plays very well into Kuzuhamon. So as you guys can see, the Kuzuhamon is going to evolve here. It's going to allow him to play the Blast Fire for free to make the Dynasmon a 3k Digimon. And thanks to the Digitama, or rather inherent ability, it allows him to draw 1, gain on memory, and Kuzuhamon will allow him to actually spawn bodies underneath it. It's going to spawn a Taomon as well as a Domon. And Domon unplayability will actually bounce the Dynasmon to hand, given that it can bounce any 6k below. So the Blast Fire really do help synergize how Kuzuhamon wants to play. Now with that single play, he actually has 4 bodies on the field already, and this can actually push lethal to the opponent if the opponent is not too careful. Now given that the opponent hand does have Alphamons, that might be the best choice of play, given that the 2 Kuzuhamons might start swinging the security and start chipping on some damage before the Royal Knight can actually do something about it. So it's going to actually use the Alphamon as I mentioned. It's going to go for it for just, I believe 4 costs. So with the ability to actually slot in 1 Royal Knight underneath the Digisource, it can actually prevent itself from leaving the field. It's pretty crucial, especially when you do want to have the Royal Knight to, stay on the field and use the Yggdrasil to suck it back in. Now with the Randomon being pushed out, there are a total of 5 Digimons on the left side of the field, and this is not yet lethal, which is definitely very glad for the Yggdrasil player. However, there might be a lot of things that the left player can do. We do see the plugin coming down, allowing him to draw 1 and of course evolve first. He does evolve to the... Let's reconsidering, he might be evolving to level 4 instead. So he does evolve to the Junomon in his hand, and because of the Junomon evolution, he's going to draw 1. However, he does actually forget to use the Junomon's ability, which is to mill 3 cards and of course take 1 Digimon from your drop zone to your hand. And this might actually be very crucial for him to actually pick up the key pieces that he might need. So a personal tip to you guys who are actually playing this kind of deck, you actually might want to do a clockwise direction to proc all the single effects so that you actually don't miss out. Because your opponent will not be actually as clear as what you're doing, and they will only trust you to do your own moves. So if you actually do misplay, and your opponent will actually won't even call you out as well. So it's very important to just do the cross direction method to facilitate the effects better. Now I do see the QBmon coming down, and looks like it does use the ability to pick up the plugin from the drop zone, adding it to hand. It's going to go for it one more time. This will allow him to draw 1 additional card, and you can see the Kuzuhamon deck, where the whole hand is actually flooded with so much pieces that he can go for. And because of the new Rihanamon that was recycled thanks to the Kuzuhamon, he actually gained 1 more memory and effectively choked the Yggdrasil player at 1 memory. So with just 1 memory, this does limit a lot of plays for the Yggdrasil player, but however, he does have the Yggdrasil to reduce so much cost, and he doesn't actually use the Alphamon to detach the source, he does actually let the Alphamon go. So we're looking at, let me do a count, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're looking at reduction of 10 cost, so basically this Dynasmon is free, so just go for it and look at top 4, he does pick up the Dukemon as well as the Jazzmon almost immediately, because the other 2 he does have it in hand already. Let's use the Purge of the Royal Knight's delay option to actually call out the Leopardmon, and thanks to the Dynasmon effect, when you do call out another Royal Knight Digimon, you actually can pop all of your opponent level 4 below. It's almost similarly to a Dexmon, so that's actually pretty sick, and the opponent is definitely wiped out of his own field again, but however he does still have 4 Digimons left, and this is actually a very troublesome turn for the right player. How will he actually play out this turn, given that he does have to deal with the level 6 bodies, and because we have the luxury to look at the Kuzuhamon's hand, we do know that Shine Grey Rune Mode is actually coming down in the next turn, so the level 6 are actually pretty crucial to the plays of the Kuzuhamon deck. However, to achieve that Rune Mode play, he does actually need 5 memory or more to actually work out this combo, and the Royal Knight player just have to not to give too much memory to the left player. However, he does actually opt for the Jazzmon hard play with a reduction cost of 4, so it's actually a 7 cost hard play to actually kill off the level 5 to respect the potential of another Kuzuhamon. But however, as we already discussed before, the potential of the Shine Grey Rune Mode is ready thanks to the memory given by the right player. However, the right player does have 3 very beefy blockers with 13k DP at least, so it actually might be the best play if the left player doesn't have any Shine Grey Rune Mode. So we shall see how the left player do actually want to tackle this situation. The best way to actually start off this situation is of course to evolve to the Rune Mode first to apply a blanket minus 5k to all your opponent Digimon, making them just 8k blockers. So with them being 8k blockers, you do feel safer because they can't actually block your attacks. So with that, he actually swings the Junomon at the security first, but swinging at the security is actually pretty dangerous given that they are potentially Mega Digimons, but he's very fortunate to hit into a Magnamon, actually 2 Magnamon for the fact. So actually that's very lucky for the left player. They'll swing again with the Rune Mode, hitting to just Omimon, which is actually the most strongest Digimon in the security. However, it's not enough to beat down the Rule Mode, and this allows him to pop the Rule Mode to actually kill off the Leopardmon, applying a 10k debuff, and he does follow up with another Rule Mode to apply a 15k debuff onto the field. And 15k basically means no more plays for you, Royal Knight player, because all Digimons inside the Royal Knight decks are actually 15k below. And if you guys haven't, or rather not very familiar with the rules, is that if you are going to play down a Digimon for the on-play ability, and the Digimon is actually automatically deleted thanks to the negative DP, it doesn't have a chance to actually activate the on-play ability. This also means that you are just going to pass your turn to the left player and then redo everything again. So that's exactly why I feel that Shine Grey Rule Mode is such an underrated card in this given format, because every deck who need to push out from Nursery is just going to suffer against that Rule Mode, especially from the Nursery phase. He does actually go for the push of Royal Knight's option to slot in one more Royal Knight, but however, I don't think that will be enough, especially with the 3 Digimons that's coming out to swing at the security against the Royal Knight player. The Royal Knight player is definitely out of options, and he does actually acknowledge that and going to concede straight away, and we get to witness a good sportsmanship between the two players as well. And with that, the Kuzuhamon does take this win. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.